welcome to Sonia's Storytime. So this story is about the time that we're gonna call this energy. So you have to be careful with certain people and their energy. So I had someone that he said to me, he was like, "Oh, I miss you," and I'm like, "Oh, that is so sweet." So I go, "I miss you too." So he's like, "Give me a hug." So I'm like all giddy. So I go give him a hug. So then, out of nowhere, I could not catch my breath. Like, this is not a make-believe story. This really happened. I could not catch my breath. So I'm feeling like I'm catching an asthma attack. That's how it felt, like I'm catching an asthma attack. So I'm like trying to breathe. So that all of a sudden, it's like I'm coughing. I'm like, oh, just coughing. He's sitting there the whole time with his hands is over his arms. You know how most guys, they sit with their hands over their arms. It's like a cross. So he's laid back with his hands over his arm and his eyes is closed. So I am choking. Do y'all hear me? I'm choking. I'm like, oh, like really choking. And the whole time, he's just laid back. And then he goes, "Are you okay?" So when I finally caught my breath, and I actually had my asthma pump, I started pumping my asthma pump. I'm like, "Do it look like I'm okay?" So he said, "Oh, I didn't know what was happening." So I'm like thinking to myself, like, you're not moving. I'm over here literally choking and you're just sitting there like, I can't even describe how it was. I can't describe, like, he just laid back on the chair, but his arms is crossed and his eyes is just closed. So I'm just like thinking to myself, like, what the hell just happened? Like, why was I choking? Why couldn't I breathe? And why in the world is he just sitting here like he don't hear me over here actually almost dying? So after all of that, I was like, I had to second guess it. Like, this is surreal. Did this really happen? Was I dreaming? You know, like, you ever have been where it's something so real that you hope it's a dream? Or you hope that you would imagine that this is actually going on, because it would make more sense if you're imagining it than for it to be real and really happening. So I'm just was like, then I just came after I got myself together and got some water and stuff like that. I asked him, I said, "Well, how bad did you miss me?" So he says, "Oh, I missed you a lot." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." But y'all, I'm superstitious. I really am. I believe in bad energy. I believe in voodoo. I believe in all of that. So I'm like, was this some type of darkness that he didn't hear me choking? He didn't move the whole time. From the time I looked over to him, and even when I was better, his eyes was closed the whole time. So I'm like, did he just wish this all up on me? I know it sounds crazy. I realized that a lot of things in my life, and when I tell it to people, it sounds crazy, but it be real. And I have to think to myself, like, girl, what is wrong? What is going on here? What is happening? That you're around so many people. Like, cause I had a lot of people in my life, a lot of people that sometimes I have to realize what's real. Like, is they really real, or is there some type of bad energy from them? Like, did he really miss me, or did he just wish me death upon that time that he seen me? So I don't know. I didn't know. And like I said, I know it sounds crazy, but I have so many stories, and so much done happened. Like, so many things have happened to me. So I'm like, I'm very, very aware now of people. Like, back when I was younger, I was not aware of people at all. I thought, like, I had some awareness, but I wasn't fully aware like I am now. So now I'm very aware of everyone. So I know if you vibe with me, or if you're not vibing with me. I know if your energy is good, or if your energy is not good. But yeah, that was my story time, and thank you for listening to Sonia's Story Time. Please give it a 5-star review on Speakers, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to Story Time. You can leave a comment on this podcast, or you can comment at sv766752@gmail.com. You can follow me at son.ia9795, Instagram, Sonia Santiago, YouTube, Sonia Santiago, Facebook, Sonia Santiago, Twitter, Sonia Santiago, Pinterest. You can go to my website, http://podcasters.com/wordpress.com, www.avilo, use promo code Sonia, www.instacart156. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can buy me a coffee, and have a blessed night.